Hey, this video is especially for my aunt, Anne, and the video is about, for those of us who like to do paintings or who have other photographs, and we want to make cards out of our paintings. We can use this free program called Canva to turn our paintings into cards. So the first thing you need to do is you need to take a photograph of your painting, and the best way to do that without getting any shadows on it is to have it up on a wall. So I do my paintings on paper and I use blue tack to stick it to the wall, and then I take a photograph. And you'll want to try to take a pretty good quality photograph if you can, and then you'll be all set. So once you have the photograph, you can create your Canva account. So you're going to go to canva.com, and this is in Chrome, so this is what it looks like in the web browser called Chrome. But if you use Firefox or something else, it'll look a little bit different. But you can just go in your search panel and you can search Canva, C-A-N-V-A, or you can go into the address bar and type in www.canva.com. And once you get here, it's quite a nice site, and it does fun things like make tracers. See that? Just to calm you down. And you can go ahead and make an account, probably for personal or home use, and then follow their steps for making the account. So I've already made my Canva account, and you can see it here. And anytime I log into Canva, I can see my work that I've done. And so, for example, here's one that I did with a photograph from my dad a little while ago. So what we're going to make today is we are going to make a card that is going to be the standard card size, which is standard cards are 5 by 7, 5 inches by 7 inches. So actually, since we're going to be, in this case, we're going to make a portrait card. And so for the portrait card, then it's going to be 10 by 7. So here's actually an example of what we're going to make. So it's going to be 10 by 7. But if you wanted to make it landscape, then you would make it 7 by 10. So in order to make a design with your own measurements, you just go to Use Custom Dimensions. And if you click on this, you see your width and height. And right now mine by default has gone to pixels, px. And I don't want that. I want to use inches because that's the measurement that I know. And I want the width to be 10 and the height to be 7, 10 by 7. So then I just go ahead and I click Design. And you'll see that what Canva's done is it's opened a new tab. So I can always click back here, and this is my main account page. And then I can click here, and this is the design that I'm working on. So by default, Canva has made me one page. I know, because I'm making a card and I want something to be written inside the card, that I'm going to add a new page. So you can add a new page down here, so I can click that. And now I have 2 pages. And if you make a page by accident, you can always delete it. Okay, so then over here we have various choices: uploads, background, text, elements, and layouts. Right now I'm in layouts, and I want to stay here because the layouts can help you to make sure that your painting is centered on the right side of the card. So I'm going to click on this one because I just want to be able to have the picture on one side, right? So this gives me 2 equally sized rectangles with a little bit of blank space in the middle for the fold. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Uploads. And Uploads is where we can actually upload our picture. And you can see that I've uploaded mine a bunch of times. There's the one of my dad. And so I'm not going to upload again, but I'll show you. You just click on Upload Your Own Images. And then you go ahead and navigate to where your image is. So wherever you have it stored. And if your image is on your camera, maybe it would be showing up in a device. So then you just need to find your image from wherever you put it. Okay? And then once you find it, you would just click on it, and then you can just click Open, and it'll upload. So it takes a little bit to upload, and you'll see this little bar going across the picture, and there's a nice little circle around here that comes, and it's got like water filling a fishbowl. Yeah. So once your picture is uploaded, you can click on it and you can drag it. So I'm clicked and dragged, and I'm just going to drop it here. And Canva automatically just makes it fill the page for me. But actually, I don't want the page to be all the way filled because I know I'm printing this, and I know that printers don't print out to the edge. So I'm going to click on spacing up here. And if I click out of this, that spacing option went away. Okay, so if that happens, just click on it. So you got to click. And if I click here, it changes because now it's talking only about this side. So I have to click on this side, and this is where I get my choices. So when I go to spacing, I can do this. I can slide it so I can make it smaller and bigger. So I actually want mine to be taking up like that much space. And that's good. And you'll notice when you're in this layout option, it does both sides because the layout is to make them equal. Okay, so if you have different needs, you might need to use a different option. But for our purposes, we don't mind that the spacing affects both sides. So now we've got our picture in the card, and it's we've got it spaced down the way we want it. You also have some other choices, like you can flip it. You know, not that I would want to, but I could. I might want to be going out to the edge of the card, or I might want to be going in, right? So you can play around with that. And you can also play around with cropping. You just would move it to the crop that you want and then click the tick, but I don't want to crop it. Okay. Oh, and there are filters, which you may want to play around with. You might want to have a filter. So maybe I could make it sort of like that, and I can change the intensity. Epic. No, not really. Okay, normal. Anyway, and you can also change your brightness and contrast just in the normal one. Maybe I want it to go down a little bit or up a little bit. So there you go. And that's fine. So that's all good. But over on this side, I just want to make this go away. So I'm going to click here. So first I select this, and then I go here, which this is for changing the color, and I can actually make it white. So then that just goes away. But I could also make it purple, but that would use up a lot of ink. So I'm going to make it white. And there you go. And while we're here, we can think about the fact that this is actually the back of the card. So maybe you would want to put something on the back of the card. So if you want to put something on the back of the card, and I'm thinking text, you can go to the text option. And when you go to the text option, I just tend to choose, they have all kinds of formatted text which you can use, and so it'll give you all this text, so you click it. Oh, I just clicked it and it went in. And then once it's here, you can resize it a little bit. They always have limitations, right? Like this one, you can resize it, but it is always going to keep these dimensions no matter how you try to resize it. So that can cause me problems sometimes when I'm working with these presets. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, I'm going to select it and I'm going to delete it. Oy. Sometimes they're hard to select. Yeah. I'm going to just try dragging. I think I've got it now. Yes. So you can drag to select it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, because I find it the easiest, is I'm just going to click add a subheading. So I add a subheading here, and then I just, because the text is highlighted now, so if I start typing, it's going to go away. And I'm just going to put my name and the year. And I can then change the size of the font. I can change the color of the writing. I can make it italic, bold. I am going to change the font, let's say, to They have so many choices. Architect's daughter? No. So you can just click around and try stuff. Okay, we could be here for a really long time, and I'm not seeing what I want, so I am just going to go ahead and do us all a favor and stop trying to find what I want. I can't stop. Okay, all right. Come on. This is not right. Okay. Okay, well, I just give up. Merryweather. And then you can drag and drop and resize too. Okay, I'm not happy with that, but I'm moving on. So you're going to stick with it till you get what you want, and then you can just put center it and move on. Okay, so that's that text, and then down on the next, this is the front of the card, and then you're going to fold it. So my name's going to be on the back of the card, and then when the card opens, this will be the flap side that opened, and this will be the side that people see. So I want to put some text in here too, and so I'm going to add it in, and I am going to say she lowered her expectations, and then I can just click enter, raising them, and let her dreams run free in a field of lavender. Okay? And then I can see that this isn't really centered on the card. And okay, that would be centered, but we don't want that. We want it centered on this side. And so now I'm feeling actually like I want to give myself a guide. So to give myself a guide, I'm going to go back to the layout, and I'm going to choose this one. Oh, wait a second. Let's just see. Am I really losing everything? Oh, I've had a heck of a time today. Okay, so sometimes things like that will happen, but I think it was worth it. So I'm going to make this side white, and I'm going to make this side white. Well, I'm going to leave that for a minute. So I'm going to go back to my text, and I'm going to add my text again. And I'm going to put, she lowered her expectations by raising them and let her dreams run free in the field. Okay, so then I've got that, and now it's easier for me to see for my centering purposes. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to change. I'm not going to try to find a font that I like. I know there's a font I like, and this isn't it, but I'm not going to try to find it right now. So now I can just make sure that's centered, and I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Well, that doesn't matter anyway. I'm just going to make sure it's centered there, so that's centered. And that I'm feeling really fine about that. So then I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to make that white. Okay, and so now I have I have the outside of the card, and now this looks horrendously large. It's really like a 12-point thing. No, it's like a 16, yeah. And then, so you've got the front of the card and then the inside of the card. So then the next thing you do, now you've designed your card, is you just need to download it. That's it. And so you're going to download it. And you can download it as PNG. I am going to suggest that you download it as PDF for print. And the reason why I say that is because then it's going to be a 2-page PDF. So when you print it, you can just print it double-sided. But if you download it as a JPG or PNG, those are both image files, it downloads as two separate images, so you would have to do something more complicated with your printing. So that's why I recommend downloading as a PDF. It's by default all pages. We don't need to worry about crop marks and bleed, and then we can just download it. And then you just get this nice inspirational message about creating our own futures. How lovely. And then you could share it in various different ways, but you'll also have it in your downloads, and so then that would also show in your downloads folder. Oh, let me just show you something because I didn't think of that. Thank you. You can X out of here. You can change the title of your document, and I do recommend that you do that. You just click up here where the title is, and then you can change it. Card design, lavender, just like that. And then you say done, and now when you download it, it's going to have a name that makes sense. My download doesn't make sense. This word is presented to my Aunt Anne. But if you open it, I just double-clicked it really quickly. When you open it, you'll see you've got your two-page PDF, and it's ready to print. So then you just print that double-sided, and you can fold it in half, and you can have a lovely card to share with your friends. How great is that? Mwah.